Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Tammy Bemis Cole. Today I want to talk about some verses that I've been thinking about for a while, and actually one word in particular that I've been thinking about. The word is abide. I have been pondering what Jesus says in John 15:4. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. So what does it mean to abide? And I looked in several dictionaries, and these were some of the definitions that I found, and there were many. To remain in, to be connected to continue in something, to obey, to sustain unbroken fellowship with someone, to tarry or to linger, and to wait or to await something. The Greek word is meno, M-E-N-O. In the Bible, it describes it as a profound, intimate, and enduring relationship. In John 8:31, it says, "Then Jesus said to the Jews who believed him, 'If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed.'" So to be his disciple, we must abide in him. The opposite of abide would be to depart, to reject, to refuse, to oppose, to expire, or to die. So remember those. We'll talk more about those opposites or those antonyms a little bit later. Abide is a transitive verb, and I love grammar, so I'm sorry you're going to hear a little bit about that from me when I do my YouTube videos. If you remember your grammar classes, which are coming back very clearly to me, a verb describes an action, a state, or occurrence. It is something that we can do, we have done, or we will do, so it's an action. A transitive verb can take on or refer to a direct object. For example, I ate the cake. So I ate. So ate would be the verb because that's the action, and the cake would be the direct object. Another one would be Jesus. I abide in Jesus. So Jesus is the direct object that abide is referring to. And I like that sentence because Jesus should always be our direct object of worship, and who we should abide in. According to the New American Standard New Testament Greek Dictionary, abide appears over 100 times in the Bible, and it appears in many different ways. It can appear as dwell in him, found in him, walk in him, lives in me, lives in you. So there's lots of different ways there. Jesus himself uses the word meno or abide many times, and most of these occurrences were recorded by one of Jesus' disciples, the Apostle John. In fact, 33 times he speaks of abide in the Gospel of John, and 19 times in his letters, John 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you remember, John was one of the first followers that Jesus chose. He went and found Peter and Andrew, and then he went and found James and John. In Mark 1, 19 and 20, Jesus finds John and his brother James in a boat. They were mending their nets with their father. Jesus calls out to them, and they immediately leave their father and follow him. John is often referred to as the disciple whom Jesus loved. And I find it interesting and comforting that John, perhaps the disciple that listened so intently at the feet of Jesus, so intently to his friend, he records many conversations of Jesus speaking on the importance of abiding in him. So let's look at what it means to be connected to the vine, as he talks about in John 15:4, abide in me as the branch cannot bear fruit. How important is it to abide in Jesus and what it looks like? We just talked about John 14:4. Jesus starts out with a command, abide in me and I in you. He is not asking us, but he is telling us. It is the only way to grow as a Christian and to bear fruit. It is a two-way relationship. We are commanded to abide in Jesus, and he will abide or remain in us. John realized that to abide in Jesus was the very best thing that he could do, the very best relationship he could have, and it was a command that he took seriously. I'm going to give you something that really made me think about the vine and the branches. Think of a cucumber plant or a plant that you plant in your garden. I'm gonna use the cucumber because I have a story that goes with it. It starts as a seed, it grows into a vine, and it branches off in many directions. Last year I had a garden and I was growing cucumbers. My husband and I put up a fence because cucumbers like to climb, they like to reach out, they curl and stretch all the way across the garden. As the vine branched out, tiny cucumbers began to grow. Some grew this way, some grew that way, a crazy mix-up of vines and blossoms and growing vegetables. I continued to watch the growth, and I was looking forward to having fresh cucumbers in my salad. About a week or so later, I went out searching for some of those delicious cucumbers. On one side of the fence, I found several yummy, good-sized cucumbers. But on the other side, I saw shriveled up cucumbers, much smaller than they were just a few days prior. What happened? Where was my fruit or my vegetables in this case? What had happened to them? Looking closer, I noticed that one of the branches, as it grew up and over the fence, was broken. So either an animal came through and stepped on it, or it got caught and it broke off. Either way, it was broken. Without the nutrients and the support from the vine, the cucumber shriveled up and the branch dried up and died. It is similar to what happens to us when we are not attached to or abiding in Jesus, the vine. We too will not bear fruit. We will not grow into a mature Christian or be a source of encouragement for others. Our vision of life and our hope shrivels up, and the kingdom fruit that should be produced will dry up and die. Apart from Jesus, I can do nothing of kingdom value, nothing that lasts beyond this realm. So how can we abide in Jesus? There's several different ways, and we're going to explore those next time. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.